Now, the build-up to next year's general election in Nigeria has so far been affected by a good deal of what has universally come to be referred as fake news. Many of those who are so used to the old ways of doing things are blaming it on the rise of social media, which they insist must be subject to regulation. Counter-argument of those who prefer to see the positive impact of social media seems not to be making any impressions on them. What then must be the media's community to do to serve as effective agents of social change, especially with the elections just a few months away? Well, joining us now to examine this matter is Ademola Akinbola, a publisher, brand and reputation management consultant, author and trainer. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon.
Right. Very good. Now, from your assessment, has the media been agents of societal change over time in Nigeria? What are the challenges you think?
There's no doubt that the media has come a long way and they've done very well in terms of discharging their primary responsibilities to the society. There have been challenges here and there. There have been situations where the media fell below par, a situation where the media didn't perform up to expectations. But by and large, the media is a reflection of the society. You can't get anything beyond what society has produced. In recent times, the advent of citizen journalism has created a new dimension to the operation of the media in the country. Virtually everybody is now a blogger. As long as you have internet access, you can set up a blog. And arising from that has been an increase in incidence of fake news. And not just fake news, but even distorted news also, because there are two different things. Fake means it doesn't exist. Distorted means that it's been misinterpreted to suit a particular narrative.
Yeah.
So yes, that's part of the challenge. And from my own perspective, yes, we have three levels that we have to look at it. At the level of the individual, you owe the society a responsibility to do the right thing. Having access to the internet is not an excuse for you to perpetrate fake news, okay? Citizen journalism is not a ticket for journalistic waywardness. I mean, each individual has the responsibility to know what is right, work according to your conscience, okay? Because of the power and influence of the media, everybody needs to be careful, to be cautious. You need to check and check and check. And if you're in doubt, you leave out. And those are the principles that we grew up with when we were being trained. Unfortunately, these days, people are more concerned about followership. You just want to post, you want people to follow you, you want likes, you want to gain some traction without bothering about the impact of what you are trying to publish.
Very good.
So I think individuals should behave more responsibly. Secondly, the regulatory framework needs to be tightened. Okay, at the level of government, we have the NIPR. At the level of the industry, we have the NIPR. We have NUJ. We have all sorts of unions. We need to encourage them to provide the oversight function in a more diligent manner. Yes, it's difficult to control internet access, but at the same time, we need to let people know that this is not right. Okay, it's currently an open field. Everybody is just playing. There's no referee. Nobody is setting the rules. The rules are there sometimes, but they are silent. So there needs to be a better enforcement of the rules guiding the media practice in Nigeria. And of course, I want to beseech my colleagues who didn't train as mass comm or who didn't train as journalism students to go back to school and learn. Okay? Ability to write is not enough. You must understand the basic morality and ethical aspects of journalism, which confers on you the responsibility to be truthful at all times. Okay? Your first responsibility is to be truthful. The media wields an unimaginable power and influence. And as the elections done or not, we are going to see so many fake news, so many convoluted logic, a lot of dimensions that we've never seen before. Because some people, they've established media arms, okay, to promote whatever agenda they have. So journalists or whoever, I mean, is in charge of any news outlet, especially the online, should be very careful. You don't want the policy that will set the society on fire. You've got nothing to gain. Even if you have been paid, I mean, there's the limit to mercantilism in the media.
Very, very good, Ademola, which
Yeah.
brings me to this issue, and I'd like your input on it. The issue of investigative journalism.
Yeah.
Where is its place in all the narrative you just explained to us, and to a large extent, are we doing enough of it? How impactful on the issue of social change?
Obviously, we are not. Obviously, we are not for so many reasons. One, everybody is in a hurry to publish. You want to be the first to break the news, but it doesn't make any sense to break the news and break people's hearts. It doesn't make any sense. So investigation is key. It is at the core of journalism. If you are in doubt, you leave out. There's no prize for being the first to break the news, but there's a prize for whoever publishes what is decent, what is edifying, and what's going to promote peace in the society. I do tell people, you are not in any rat race. If you are not sure, you wait.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to news breaking of people's demise. We seem to derive a joy in breaking someone is dead.
And then the issue of rivalry as well, competition.
Yes.
Trying to get that.
Exactly.
You're talking about the likes and, of course, followership as well.
Yes, yes. We need to come together as industry practitioners and tell ourselves some truth. We've not done very well. We've not done very well. If you recall the agenda-setting theory of the mass media, people have come to realize that whatever the media says it shapes public perception.
Yeah.
People look up to us. Okay. Oh, it has been reported by. Oh, this it's been published. So it's like whatever you say is seen as gospel truth. So that confers on you the duty to take care. You are vicariously liable for whatever falsehood that you publish.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell our people. You are not in this profession to become popular. You are not here to become the first to break the news. You are here to become a credible news platform. Credibility should be the overriding objective of every media outlet. That if you publish it, it has to be the truth. Right. Not that, oh, don't mind them, that's what they do. And again, I want to appeal to those who use the social media, the so-called microbloggers, the so-called bloggers who take delight in destroying people.
Yeah.
You've got nothing to gain. Okay, you sit in the comfort of your home, you concoct a news that doesn't exist, you push it out, you have 5,000 likes, you are celebrating 100,000 followers. Someone's life is being destroyed quietly. And the society, again, when we blame the youth, we also need to realize that the youth look up to the media.
Yeah.
And that's also another angle we have to look at it. So I believe that we have a long way to go in living up to the expectation of the society as agents of change. We're not there yet, but we have the potentials.
Very good. Ademola, we're still in the election season, as it were. Now, civil society made a huge presence at the, monitoring the elections in Ekiti and the recently concluded Osun polls, reporting real-time scenario, as it were, and of course comparing what they have with the results by INEC, of which to a large extent has been, termed as being fairly credible in their conduct, despite all the issues of vote buying, as it were. So how can the momentum be maintained using the media here?
I would expect government to partner with those private groups because they've done very well. It's so difficult to rig these days. Very difficult. And even INEC has done very well. I mean, it's not there yet, but considering where we're coming from, INEC they haven't done badly. So let government partner with civil society groups, monitoring groups, independent, privately funded groups. Let's encourage them. Let's support them to do more. Once there's transparency, election cannot be rigged. Because once they are independent monitors who are able to confirm the result and it's being posted online, the danger in that is that we should pray that they are not infiltrated by fake monitors. Because once you have original monitors, you have fake monitors. Anybody can set up a group. So INEC should find a way to regulate that. Maybe
Is it INEC regulating or the media authorities themselves, you think?
The media authorities also have a role to play. Yeah. But of course, if INEC doesn't accredit you, you can't even cover an election. True. Yeah. So let's even start from there. So the process of accrediting this society group should be very rigorous, and the media should also find a way of monitoring what they are doing. So one serves as a check on the other. Yeah. Of course, every one of us, we are reporting to the society. We're reporting to the people. So we are constantly being monitored, and it's very important that we are conscious of this. So yes, I am happy at that development, and I'm looking forward to a way that we'll have more. The Ekiti election was good, Osun was good, and we're only praying that INEC will be able to replicate this next year when we have a bigger presidential election. So that's why I say those groups need to be supported, seriously, because they need to be supported to be able to do what they're doing better. Yeah.
Very good, Ademola. Now, technology has encouraged the proliferation of fake news, no doubt, whether it's social or mainstream media, as it were. So how do we change the narrative for good, especially so that people themselves can make informed choices? It's the same technology that allows us to do what we do on a daily basis, but then again, is also helping those that you mentioned also subvert the outcomes, as it were.
Two things. If you are a corporate body, don't advertise on fake platforms, because you sustain them by advertising there. You know that they are not credible, but because you think they are giving you wide exposure, you put advert there. So stop the adverts, okay? Secondly, for the citizen out there, do not follow them, unlike them. Do not share their content. Don't like their content. If after 3 months followership drops, engagement drops, they will be forced to do the right thing. So everybody has a role to play. These outlets themselves need to call themselves to order first, and those who are sustaining them via subscription, via advert patronage, via engagement, they should stop. I mean, if you have an online site that is reputed for fake news, and people don't share your content, they don't follow you, they don't even engage with you, gradually you die. And if advertisers withdraw their patronage, of course, gradually you die. So people need to be forced to do the right thing. Let's encourage them first, moral suasion, let's talk to ourselves in the industry, and let the controls be tightened. I'm not calling for a clamp down on the media, but I'm calling for enforcement of regulatory standards. There's nowhere in a developed country where you have access to the internet and you can just publish anything you like. No, there needs to be some controls. So the entry barrier also needs to be raised. Okay, I mean it shouldn't be difficult for government to monitor this online stuff. Yeah, it shouldn't be difficult. So if you are found publishing fake news and you are warned and you are not desisting, then you have to be sanctioned. You can be shut down.
Very good, Ademola. And still talking about the issue of patronage, the end users, as it were. Social change also rests with the public and their willingness to a positive path for good, as it were, not just the media and other agencies. So are people themselves ready to change here? We talk about vote buying and INEC's inability to curtail it, as it were. Has government itself aspired, those aspiring to become leadership roles, have they actually offered any alternative to poverty? The same issues that pushes people to do things?
None yet. We may be able to justify the increasing incidence of vote buying with the fact that there's poverty in the land, but I don't think that's enough justification. It's not enough justification. I won't come here and say, oh, it is because people are poor. No. You are hungry, yes. There's no job, yes. But the solution is not in 10,000 naira. Your salvation is not in that 10,000 naira. We're looking at enduring change in society, long-term sustainable changes that future generations will benefit from, not just for today. And I know that those choices are very difficult to make. Sometimes people say, oh, elite, it's okay for us to sit down in AC and begin to analyze that when you go out on the street there, it's a different ball game.
True.
Okay? Yes, but again, no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. We've come to a crossroad. We've come to a stage in our life as a country where something has to give, where men and women of honor must come out and be counted. You can't continue to sell your votes and turn around to say the roads on my street are bad. My chairman is the governor is not doing the right thing. You have no moral right to say that.
And hopefully the 2023 elections will change that. It probably promises to be a keenly contested one, no doubt. Ademola Akinbola, publisher, the Podium International Magazine. It's good to have you with us on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. God bless you.